mean, compared to Sabatu, it's probably like doing the cakewalk. But yeah, what's it like, Nias? In those kinds of conditions, it's got a pretty heavy crowd on it, and a heavy pack too of like proper a lot of underground guys who are amazing out there as well. Yeah, talk us through some of your most memorable swells there, and just the nature of the lineup on those kinds of days.
Yes, it did. In that earthquake, it also lifted the reef out there at Lagundri, so it got shallower. And it's Lagundri's like many waves in Indo get overrun in a really big swell. Like Ulu's Bommy, is holding in really big swell, and there's not many other places that hold like the biggest ones. But Nias is a place that does because it's so deep off the back. You can see the wave coming in. It hasn't reared up at all. It's just this thick blob of swell that comes in, and it comes in as a double up. It's also very, very intimidating in its own sense, especially when it's 10 foot plus. It turns into, as you say, a full slab. The thing I love about it is that it is very predictable. It kind of breaks in the same place every time. It's got the deep water channel right next to it. And it also seems to kind of break on maybe quite a thin strip of shallow reef that goes into deep water. So it's one of the places you don't like a desert. If you fall off, you're getting cut on the reef pretty much. Whereas at Nias, often you having more like a sense of a big wave hold down. That's why when it's big, a lot of guys are wearing impact vests out there now because it holds you under for a really, really long time. And it also pushes you towards the channel, which kind of horseshoes on itself, and it holds you there and it holds you underwater for a very long time. But it doesn't normally pound you into the reef. In saying that, when I was there in 2018, I remember Coe Smith was there and he got knocked out, hit his back of his head on the reef and got knocked out. And another guy also got like semi-paralyzed on that same run of swell from hitting the reef, I believe. But yeah, it's such a sick wave. It holds the biggest swells that you can get, because of how deep it is around it. It's a perfect reef. And yeah, it's a sick community. Everybody's stationed up on the point, all the accommodation places. You're surrounded by palm trees, and I love Nias. If I could pick a favorite place to go to, it's Nias because yeah, it is scary, but it's also very enjoyable, and you just know you're going to get locked into perfect huge